welcome to the 11 Points Countdown! It's our Valentine's Day episode, so we're talking about the 11 worst things about being in a relationship. I'm Sam Greenspan, joined today by comedian extraordinaire, Betsy Cox, everyone! Betsy, thanks for coming by. Are you ready to talk about the worst things about being in a relationship?
Oh, yeah.
All right. The number 11, worst thing about being in a relationship is it takes an hour to decide what to eat every night.
Which is completely obnoxious, because I eat.
Do you and your husband get into fights over what you're going to eat?
All the time, because I want to eat Mexican food every day.
Every single day is probably excessive.
I could eat Mexican food 5 times a day.
I like this one because it does ring true for me. Like, we argue our decisions, and she's like, I don't know what I want, and then I start naming possibilities.
Women are indecisive, and I'm sorry, but men need to be men and make the decision.
Clearly. The number 10, worst thing about being in a relationship, dealing with the other person's exes.
I just feel like if you're an ex and you're an ex, stay out of someone's life. It's really annoying when you want to come back.
If you have exes who are still sort of around, like
Yeah.
they're in the picture, or you're still friends with them, the other person will focus on like, oh, you're hanging out with them. I don't know,
But usually they have another boyfriend, but they want to keep the ex on the side, which is just obnoxious.
Yeah.
I'm over that.
The number 9, worst thing about being in a relationship, gaining weight.
And mostly that's women that gain the weight because they get the free meal.
Have you seen CBS sitcoms? The men put on weight pretty aggressively too in marriage. It's harder, in theory, to find the motivation to keep yourself looking great when you're not out there trying to impress people.
But it is hard because when you get in a relationship, you go to dinner every night.
Right?
I mean, it's like, hello, that's all there is to do because everything else gets boring.
Right. Number 8, worst thing about being in a relationship, having to censor what you say.
I do not do this.
Right.
I do not. Maybe for the first 3 months to play it cool till I move in and get free rent. No, I'm joking.
Right. But I definitely have friends who you think back on the personalities they had, and then you watch the personalities they have now, and you're like, they've made it.
Well, men have to completely change themselves like that because
Wonderful.
Otherwise you always see in women, he doesn't love me. It's like, just shut up, get over it,
And number 7, worst thing about being in a relationship, having to hang out with the other person's friends.
That's annoying. I'm sorry, it's so annoying. And pretending like they're cool and you like them.
You pick your friends, but you don't pick your wife's spouse's friend, or like. Yeah,
Thank you. No, because seriously, you're hanging out with these snobby-ass, stuck-up girls that are dating the guy, and you're like, what are you doing dating her anyway? Like, it'd be more fun to like take tacks and put them into my foot.
The number 6, worst thing about being in a relationship, you're stuck watching the TV shows the other person likes.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
What TV shows?
Sports. I hate sports.
Oh, the sports thing.
God, it's like, if I wanted to watch sports, I would just go play with snails outside. It would seem more interesting.
I've actually now had to watch every episode of The Voice, and
At least you probably learned something.
The farting threshold.
Oh, I'm so annoyed with the farting.
Wait, okay, so you don't fart in front of each other?
No. Oh, no.
Okay, you do.
He does.